Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, The Fit Doctor. I hope you're all doing well. This is Praneeth. It's been a week since I started my internal medicine residency at the University of Buffalo here in US, and I'm very excited, very eager to share this journey with you. And on that note, I've been thinking a lot about like how I should document the next 3 years from here on forward, like if I should start a new channel or if I should make a new playlist over here. But irrespective, I'm gonna give the name The Daily Resident, which is inspired from the Daily Bugle, from the Spider-Man, of course. But yeah, I'll try to document most of my 3 years of internal medicine residency in the most raw and authentic way, so that those who are in the process of applying for the internal medicine residency through the match get a good idea of what it's actually like to be practicing medicine here as a resident. And yeah, that's the whole theme, that's the whole point of me starting this thing. So for me, it's been a week already, and I started with the diabetes and endocrinology clinic. It was an outpatient setting, so I would say a good place to start since the pace was a bit slow, so easy for me to get adjusted to things. And yeah, here we're gonna dissect how it's been the whole week so far, especially like transitioning into the residency as an IMGs, from like my initial difficulty getting an EMR access to the language adjustments, and then learning about the new clinical tech like the CGMs and stuff. So let's dive in. So for me, day one brought that very specific residency moment right out of the gate. Now, because I started a little late, so of course things were a little bit different, and I didn't have the EMR access on my very first day of clinic. And that being said, most of my Monday I just spent shadowing or working with other residents and fellows. But Tuesday onwards, I got my access, and from Tuesday till Friday, I got to see my own patients, did both in person televisits, write my own notes. So, yeah, I definitely enjoyed the televisits, to be honest. And talking about the EMR system, I think it is like its own learning curve. And even though I have used the EMR system back home in India, when I was working in the Max Hospital, but that was like very simple version. But the one we use over here, the Epic, which I think is used in most of the US, even though it's very user friendly, but it's very feature dense and detailed. And I think unless you use it, uh, you can't get a hang of it, right? It's just like any app or software that you're using. The more you use it, the more you learn about it. So there's that. And I think as an IMG intern, this is very specific moment, where after we finish the note, we are rereading every sentence, looking at every order, and staring at screen for like 30-40 seconds before you finally hit that sign order button. So definitely experience that. And because my pace was slow at the beginning, or is slow at the beginning, so there were days where I couldn't finish the notes of patients in the clinic itself, and then I had to bring them back home and finish them over here, which I think is a good feature of the remote access. But irrespective, I think with time or weeks, I'll just get used to it and be on par with my co-residents eventually. So another major adjustment which I noticed was being able to combine clinical tech with the language dynamic. Now, working in an endocrinology clinic means that you're going to see a lot of diabetes patients along with thyroid disorders, vitamin E deficiency, and other endocrine disorders. But specifically for diabetes, we're going to see a lot of CGM reports, insulin pump data. So you got to learn how to interpret them and then be able to use the data to optimize the treatment of patients. And then on top of medicine, there's the human side. Now, back home, when we are talking patients, having conversations, so these are in our mother tongue, right? Like for me, it's Hindi or Punjabi. So definitely those feel more natural. But yeah, that being said, I would say switching to English requires an extra layer of active focus, even if you're like fluent in English. And what I really mean by that is that you're not just translating medical terms, but you also got to make those conversations culturally appropriate, that you're able to maintain a warm bedside flow, and connect with patient naturally so that you don't miss out on crucial details. And I think that definitely going to be moments where sometimes patient may not be able to understand what you just said, and that's completely normal because of your accent or anything else, and even vice versa, that you may not be able to pick what patient just said because of their accent or some cultural reference they gave. And I think that's totally natural, and with more and more patient conversations and interviews, we're just going to get better at that. So there's that. But yeah, other than that, I mean, outside the hospital, definitely week one has been like a lot of real life lessons. Because you move to a new place, so you gotta get your own new things. For me personally, it's been a bit easier because I got a furnished place, but you still gotta purchase stuffs which are more suited to your personal needs. And other than that, biggest realization was get your own car, because dude, my clinic was like 15 miles away, and after doing Uber for the whole week, my bank account screamed that get a car ASAP. So yeah, that is something you should know, that for most part I think that's how it's gonna be, unless you're in some metro city like New York or Chicago. But other than that, like while this transition happens, I'm trying to focus actively on my personal routine, on my fitness. So I mean, while I'm still searching for gyms around my city, I'm trying to stay active by doing some running here and there. There's some good places to run around my home. There's a beautiful trail by the Lake Erie, so that's what I've been doing lately. But yeah, again, guys, residency is a marathon, and this is episode one of this journey. The whole point I'm doing this is for my fellow IMGs, residents, and med students who are on the same grind. So hit that subscribe button to follow along and drop in your experiences from week one in the comment section. And let's keep moving forward and see you in another vlog. Bye.